Hi, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers. For today's edition of My Digital Studio Monday, we're going to create a hybrid card together. So you want to go ahead and you want to open a new project, and you want it to be a portrait 4.5 by 5.5 standard card front. What we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and let me just move these off to the side. I tried a little cooking show version today. What you would do first, and what I did first personally, was I went ahead and I added a punch. I come down here to basics, square, apply that, close, and I went ahead and I sized it to the size that I wanted it to be. And then I went ahead and I filled it with my paper of choice. So you can just fill it with whatever paper that you want it to be. Okay, so that's what I did first. And the paper that I chose was this Hexagon print from the new T for 2. People are also calling it honeycomb because our coordinating impressions folder is called a honeycomb. What I wanted to do next is I wanted to remove this edge. I wanted it to look like I had hand cut along the lines of the honeycombs or the hexagons. We do have a hexagon punch. You can come up here again, different ways to find things. Up here under punch, and I can just pull out my hexagon punch shape, which I did, and I filled it with Island Indigo Blue. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to fit that and size it in here, adjusting it as I need to, and we're going to copy and paste that again the whole way down, and I'm just going to start to fit it in. Oops, there's this one, into all those pieces, and I'm going to do that again the whole way down, just like that. Okay, so then what I'm left with is this border of hexagon shapes. So now what we're going to do is, doesn't matter again which side you pull from, I'm going to add a square punch, and now let's take it over, and I'm going to take it down to the edge here, and now we're going to color fill that with the same Island Indigo, just like so. So now it does look like I've cut into the edges of that designer series paper. Now, of course, I still have these rough edges here, but we'll get rid of those in just a moment. The next element that I added is I went ahead and I added a doily. And there are lots of different doilies, from doily punches to doily shapes. I wanted to use the doily punch, and let me just show you what some of those look like. Let's type in the word doily, because I wanted to be able to customize the color. So as you can see, Stampin' Up! Has lots and lots of doilies, from the ones in Afternoon Daydream Medallion to the Attic Boutique. We have lots of doily punches, so that's wonderful. So just some things to be looking for. Fanfare, Lucky Star all have punches. The new More has beautiful doily hearts. So you've got your different doilies. So I went ahead and added my doily and changed it to Pool Party. And as you can see, I still have a line up here. Okay. So now I want to go ahead and I want to get rid of that line. So we're going to go back to our square punch. And I'm going to color fill it with Whisper White. And now I'm just going to take it up here to the edge. Oops, let me too far yet. Let's make it as wide as my card. I could even go off the edge because it's being printed, but I want to make it at least as wide as the edge. And now I can just take that up here and I can just get rid of it just like that. So now that's gone. And then the last thing that I did is I went ahead and I brought in a verse from our new vintage verses. Let's just type in Just Because. And there you can see Just Because from our vintage verses. We'll insert that. Close. And this is what it looks like first. And let's just slide this one down out of the way for just a moment. What I then did is I used our coloring tool. And so you click on your coloring tool. This comes up. And one of the nice things is you have the zoom feature down here. So I can zoom in to make coloring that much easier. And then I can go ahead and I can just start to pick the colors that I want to work with. I usually try to work with the little detailed pieces first, and then I work to the bigger ones. So you can see you can just kind of come in and just start to color what you want to be, the color that you're picking or color that you decided to work with. And then you can come in and add. And the other thing that you can do is you can change the size of your brush if you're working in smaller areas. just like so. You can kind of start to work with those little. So that's all I did. And then I, made it a little bit bigger, and I just colored. And I always do the white last because then once you make it white, you can't see it on the screen. There's no contrast at the moment. Okay? So you can see here, let's delete that one. And this is the one that I had colored, just like so. And then to make it a hybrid project, what I went ahead and did is I stapled some strips of ribbon to it with a little half piece of our new mini itty bitty scallop, and I added some really tiny little rhinestones under the end of the word because, and I added a little simple butterfly, as you can see in the pictures. And then to go ahead and print this, I went ahead and exported this, share, export pages, and I exported it as a JPEG. So we want to save this, no. And I exported it as a JPEG, and then I brought it back into an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper where I had 4 photo boxes on a portrait page, and then I could print it 4 as once. And there's a picture of that below this video in the blog post so that you have a visual of that. So again, very simple, easy card that you can create and then just simply dress up with a little bit of real beautiful new ribbon, rhinestones, and a punch. So have an awesome week, and I'm going to wish you a Happy New Year because it is December 31st, which may throw some of you for a loop later on when you're watching this video, but I do want to wish everybody a Happy New Year and a safe New Year's Eve. Take care and God bless.